Hello guys, what is going on and welcome to today's video. Today we're playing automation again, and today we're going to be creating the ultimate sleeper. Okay, so we're going to need to choose a body for our ultimate sleeper. I'm going to go for a sedan body, just sort of like an unsuspecting look about it. So maybe we could have something like this maybe and just give it like a base look. Or let's just have a look at the different options we've got here. We could go for that one actually. I do sort of like that one quite a lot. We could make it look quite modern, like a modern sort of sleeper looking car. So a modern car you maybe would expect, you know, to have like a 2-litre diesel engine in it or something like that, for example. And in fact it's got this monstrous turbo V12 goodness in there, and then it'll just absolutely blow you away. So what I'm going to be doing though is I'm going to need to see about the sort of engine space. So I'd say that probably has more engine space in there. However, what about this and how does it look? Okay, so we've probably got a bit more engine space in here, which is good, and it still looks fairly modern. It sort of looks like a BMW 5 Series almost. So we're just going to have it quite basic. We're going to flare the arches out a little bit, just to make room for the bigger tyres that we'll need to get the power down in this car. I've got no idea in my head of how I want this vehicle to be yet, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. So we're just going to sort of make it up as we go along, really. So let's go ahead. So we're going to choose one of those chassis types. We're going to have we'll have glued aluminium. We'll have a longitudinal engine placement type. So we can have rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. We'll have double wishbone, multi-link at the rear, and then we'll have aluminium panels. And then this is the good bit. So this is where we get onto the design. Now, I don't know whether to go super like modern looking car or just sort of your average looking modern car sort of thing. I'm thinking about these headlights here. These look quite cool. Let me just place them on the car and see how they look. Maybe with a like that, they'll look a little bit better. But I think it just needs more to it. It's quite a big car. I don't know how I feel about these actually. No, right, okay. Those ones, not today. Let's pick something else instead. So we've got plenty of other options. Maybe we could go for something like this. Let's put it on there. But the thing is as well is I don't want it to look sort of too mean or anything like that. So we could go for something like this maybe. Place this up here like so. I suppose that looks okay. We could have sort of a grille here. So let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. We'll go for grille now. I'll just put a random grill up here. Let's have this but upside down. Let's see if that looks any good. Like that, and then sort of stretch it out a little bit as well. I wonder if that's gonna look half decent, because I think with the way the engine line, with the way the sort of body lines are on this car, it might look a little bit strange, but actually it doesn't look so bad. I may come back to that and change it later on, but for now I am sort of liking that. So I'm going to go on the rear lights. I'm just going to sort of follow it in order. Again, trying to stay fairly modern if possible. There were some lights I did like actually. I need to find those. Here they are. They're quite bog standard actually, but I wonder if they'd look okay on the back of this car. Let's try it. They do again look pretty basic for what it is. Yeah, it does look basic, but I think I like it. But does it look? I need to see if it looks okay though. With the front end, because the front end looks fairly. I don't like this grille. I've just decided I don't like it, and I don't think I like these headlights, to be honest with you. I wonder if I could put them sort of upside down like that, maybe. Maybe that'd look quite good. Maybe. No, I'm not feeling those headlights. I don't like them. No, let's swap that out. We'll get something else in here. I think that's one of the hardest things about creating a car, is just giving it sort of a good look from the front, like making it nice to look at. Let's change this up a little bit now. Let's make these a little bit smaller. They look a bit odd. No, I don't think I like these ones either. Oh no, actually no, no, I think I like them. I think I like them. I think we can make this one work maybe. As long as we get them in the right place. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. Right, you know what? I'll just go with this. I think it looks okay. I'll pop a grill back there. We'll not go for the grill I used before. We'll go for maybe something like this, but again, upside down. Oh no. No, right, no, let's not go for that grill. This is so indecisive. Okay, oh, maybe this grill. This grill will look nice. Okay. And maybe I could have it up a little bit like that, maybe. Just bring it down. Maybe I could have it sort of following the top line there, just to make it sort of blend in a little bit. And then I could have the grill badge the badge maybe there or in the center of the grill. I don't know yet, but we'll start work on the front bumper. I'll do the rear lights later on. So maybe just like a basic sort of front end look. It is going to probably require quite a lot of cooling, so I've got to be quite efficient in the way that I actually place these vents and grills and stuff like that. We'll pop some of these next to it as well. We got these ones. I wonder how these look. Oh, they look quite good actually. I quite like those. Okay, so we'll have those like that. Okay, so that's good so far. We can put a number plate on there because I've got the number plate mod, which is pretty sick. So just shrink that down a little bit. Looks fairly nice and just normal from the front. Looks like just your average sort of car. From the back, let's just change these lights. I'm not too keen on them, if I'm honest. So let's get those changed around. What about maybe oh, there's some with like colours. Yeah, there we go. That's sort of what we're after. Let's say something maybe like this. Let's try that. How does that look? Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that makes it look fairly modern. Again, just gonna have it with like the lines of the car. I might need to actually tilt them just a tiny bit like that, just to get them to sort of flow around the car as with the sort of lines and stuff like that. I might actually make them a bit longer or a bit wider. I don't know what you call that. But yeah, no, that looks all right. I'm quite liking that actually. No, that's not too bad at all. So so we finally got that bit out of the way. Do I have a hood scoop or no? I think I'm probably going to leave it if I can, but to be honest, there's not really going to be that much cooling on the car. We won't have wings. I'll pop some handles on there. I do like these handles, so I'm just going to use these ones, make those a little bit bigger. Oh, not the chrome ones. The same for the back door too. Okay, that'll do nicely. Rear bumper. So we need like a recess for the number plate, and then what I'm going to also do is just have a little bit of something like this going on the back, near where the exhausts are going to be, just to increase the cooling. So as you can see there, we've got quite a lot of cooling for the engine, which to be fair we're probably going to need as much as we can get. And then we're just going to have some subtle exhausts. So I'd probably say go for the, I don't know, to have, I'm going to say twin exhausts, although it doesn't look very sleeperish, does it, when it's got twin exhausts. So maybe just the one exhaust there, that'll be fine. Okay, and then more grills just so I can create a recess for the number plate. So I'll quickly do that. So I'll use one of these, something like that. We could have the recess for the number plate in here, and just shrink it down a bit like that, and then that'll look all good once we get our number plate inside there. Sweet. Okay, so that looks pretty good if I do say so myself. We'll put a normal sort of badge on the car, so I like to use this badge. That's that. So it looks pretty nice from the back actually. I do quite like it. And I'll put a badge on the front as well. Don't know whether to have the badge here or no, definitely there, definitely on the grill. No, 1,000 times better on the grill. So I'll keep it there. Again, we've got plenty of cooling. I might put some sort of like daytime running lights on there if I can, or I could go for headlights actually, and then plonk these somewhere on the car. No, right, okay, we'll just leave the daytime running lights for now. That's absolutely fine. So we're not going to put a spoiler on there. Again, it's just trying to be like a subtle car. Again, doesn't really look like much until you open the bonnet. So now it's just sort of a case of, you know, sort of what engine can we fit in the car. So I think I've got everything I need to get on here, which is bang on, to be honest. So that'll do. I'm gonna say all-wheel drive, just for acceleration and a high top speed, because it's going to be a pretty big engine anyway. So I don't know yet if you can have V12 turbos. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find that out. Oh, you can have V12 turbos. Sweet. Okay. Right. So we've got a lot of room to work with here, luckily. So I'm going to push out the... Oh my god. Right. Okay. So that's where we're limited here. It's about an 8-litre engine. So if we have, say, an 8.1 litre engine, I'm just going to bring this down. There we go, 8103. So say an 8.1 litre engine. We'll have it made out of, shall we have it magnesium, or shall we have it... This doesn't really make too much of a difference, to be honest. Let's just use magnesium, fuck it. Okay, we'll use billet steel for that. We'll use titanium for that, because of course they are going to have to handle a lot of power, so they do need to be strong. Now we've got very high. I think that's probably the best one to go with, to be honest. Or actually I'd probably say this one, forged, just because the RPM is high and torque's very high, whereas this one is just average. So maybe that's the best thing to do there. I'll just bump that up. These I'm just going to leave for now until I know how we're running in terms of fueling and stuff like that. V12 twin turbo, wow, this thing's going to be immense. This thing is going to be awesome. We'll have a direct injection, throttle per cylinder. We'll have a race intake. We run it on probably super, I'd say. We could run it on ultimate for just absolutely mental power, but again, at least trying to keep like a little bit of a sense of realism. Of course, it's totally unrealistic, this engine anyway, but if we can, we'll just have a hint of realism where possible. We'll have dual exhausts so we can make more power. We'll have no valves here. We're aiming for some pretty big numbers, to be honest, so I'm just going to set it like that just for now, and then of course we can tweak that later on, and then we'll just have a reverse flow just so we don't deafen the whole country with our huge V12 turbo engine. I'll bump the quality up on this again, and actually it's actually brought up some things here, so we can see we're doing quite good as far as fueling's concerned. It's actually quite an economical engine, and it's quite reliable as well. It doesn't weigh too much as well, and we've got some good figures so far. So that's how we're doing now. So all that's left to do really is to just sort of tweak everything. So if we have a red line about, I'd say probably about 7,000 RPM. Ignition timing, let's see, more power, better economy. Oh, it does bump up the power quite nicely actually. I'm going to leave that as 55 for now. Much more power, lower octane. That looks good. Let's bump that up where we can. Okay, so we're going to go back now, play with the turbo. The turbo is actually pretty good. It comes in pretty early. We don't need to necessarily worry about it coming in too early, although we don't want it to be absolutely rubbish, and obviously not come in too late. So I think that's as big as we can get in terms of turbo on there. We can pump this up here so we can have more power. Oh, there's some nice numbers coming in there, and then bump up the boost as well. The turbos are going to be a little bit strained there, so I'll keep it around there. So we're running about 1,180 horsepower at the moment, so that is just absolutely mental. When people say sleeper, do you think, I don't know, like a 400 or 500 brake horsepower car? No, this is the ultimate sleeper. This is going to be at least, say, 1,300 horsepower. This is just going to be awesome. So let's bump this up. We've got until 98. It looks to be like a good challenge, you know, to make 1,300 horsepower. Although this is lowering the octane, so I could keep that at 60. I could do that because that looks like maybe the Oh, there we go, that's it, we've hit our target. It wasn't that difficult after all, and we are making good torque figures quite early on as well, so that's awesome. So that's really good. So I'm going to keep that as is. Okay, yeah, so that's good. We'll bump the quality up there. Oh my god, that's it. 1,346 brake horsepower, that is absolutely something else. So I'll just keep bumping this up. There we go, so that'll do for now. I've got everything bumped up where possible. It doesn't even cost too much actually to make this engine, but the question is how much is it going to cost, you know, to make the car, which is going to be the real question. So I keep going across. Ignition timing, what can I do there? What can I do with this? Again, that lowers it even more, but higher the brake horsepower. Maybe we could push for say 1400. There we go, so I have that. That looks like a good fuel mixture. Again, bring up the ignition timing. Okay, so we've got 1,400 brake horsepower now, which is absolutely insane for a car like this. The reliability, 57.7. It's gonna reduce quite drastically if I put the RPM limit up. So I'm just gonna leave it at 7,000. That's just sort of a happy number. I could push this down to 95 and get some of the things a little bit lower down, but there's no fun in that. I'm just going to leave it as is. So the max power 3,431. I think maybe if we, oh no, if we take that down, oh my god, right, okay, so if we give it more breathing space, it's going to be a bit kinder to us. So we'll just keep it at 6.5. Again, happy medium. What happens if I do this? So you do lose a bit of power there, straight through. We'll just have reverse flow again, just for sort of the realism. I think that's what they use, or they use baffled, I don't know, but baffled seems to be quite restrictive, so let's just pretend we've done like a nice custom exhaust or something like that on the car. So yeah, this engine is looking pretty sweet. Let's see how it sounds. I bet it sounds awesome. Does it work? Oh yeah, it does. It does sound pretty cool. It really does. That is awesome. So let's go ahead and then carry on with this. So with a sleeper, I'm gonna say sequential, just so we can get, because these gears, it's really gonna have to fly through these gears like absolutely nothing. It'll do 256 miles an hour thereabouts. That is absolutely crazy. So we'll give it a 7-speed box. We'll go for, we'll just say, what shall we say, 264 for now. We'll give it an LSD. We'll sort out the power distribution once we know some more figures, and of course we'll bump that right up. Give it some sports compound road tyres. We'll give it some 18-inch wheels with some wide tyres. We're going to really need some wide tyres on this beast. Carbon fibre rims. So what wheels could we have? That looks sleeper as fuck, that does. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase the tyre size here, just so it fills up the arches a little bit better. Maybe treat it to some 19s or something like that, or maybe even 20-inch. Yeah, we'll give it 20-inch wheels. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. So we've got a choice of different rims here. Wonder which ones we could have. I'm probably going to say these because they look fairly sort of like OEM. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll do that. I really love the back of this car actually. I really like how that's turned out. It looks pretty sweet. We'll just bump the quality up a little bit there. We don't need to offset or anything like that, not like we can anyway. And we're going to give it carbon ceramic discs with 6-piston brake calipers, so it'll be able to fucking stop. That's probably what's going to give this car away, if anything. Say for example, in real life, if you pulled up next to one of these, you'd notice the absolute monster brakes on there with 6-piston calipers. You might actually realise, hang on, yeah, this car might be fast. I'll give it 6 pistons at the rear as well, just because we're going to need all the stopping power we can get when this absolute beast is stopping from, you know, just stupid speeds. But we'll give it a smaller disc at the back, but we'll bump the quality right up. We'll keep it sort of at the happy medium there between race and comfort, because again it is a sleeper, so it is going to be cruised in, you know, quite a lot. Cooling flaps, don't know what that does, but basically how much, oh, we need a bit more cooling. Right, okay. So I'm gonna have to go back and sort that out, but for now I'll give it a premium interior, not a luxury one, just a premium one's fine. We'll give it some premium infotainment. Of course it's gonna have launch control, all these goodies as your cruisers do. We'll give it, don't know whether to give it an active sport or an active comfort. I'm going to say active sport with semi-active dampers, passive, and then a normal preset. So it's not sport but it's not comfort, if that makes sense. So it's still going to be quite comfy, and we'll bump the quality of this right up as well. So this is it. It'll do 10.3 miles to the gallon when you're cruising. Test track 2.4 seconds to 60, and it was maxed out what the gearbox is at as well. So we could go back and increase there. Oh my god. Right, okay, this thing's a beast, and this as well is without the required cooling. Oh my god, so it's even faster to 62 now as well. So it'll do 275 miles an hour. That is absolutely insane. I'm just going to add some more cooling flaps. I'm going to put some sort of vents there, just on the side, so again it's not sort of overly obvious as to what it is. I mean, quite a lot of cars will have sort of little vents and stuff like that there. I don't quite like that actually. I'm not fond of much, if you've not realised already. I'll say I'll go with this maybe. We'll just have one sort of long thing here. So cooling total, we need quite a fair amount of cooling. What I could do is I could put the, oh no, the indicators would probably be, I don't know whether to put the indicators there, or, and where shall I have this? Shall I have it up a bit? I think maybe up. Yeah, maybe something like that. And I could have a little bit more cooling on the back somewhere here as well. Maybe I could fit some cooling in, maybe here actually. I've got this. Put it down a little bit like that, and then sort of dragged it across. Pushed it down. Oh, that's doing the exhaust there. Pushed it down like that, so it does sort of look OEM a little bit. 942. So how much cooling did I need? Because I can't quite remember. Let me just go back and find out. So cooling, required cooling 979. Okay, so if we push for 1,000, I think it's measured in kilojoules or something like that. If we push for 1,000, we should be all good. I could actually add some small little vents under here as well. So let's try and do that. Again with these sort of little things here. So if I just quickly pop that there, again it just looks nice and subtle having it under like that. It doesn't give too much away that this car's a bit of a beast. So if I just do that, there we go. Okay, so that could work, and then we've hit our target. Extend this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks sweet. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I quite like it. It's going to be quite high off the ground actually, isn't it, with these big wheels on there. But nevertheless, this thing does 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds and will absolutely race to 274 miles an hour, which is absolutely insane. So let's see if it says, oh, so it's lower the top speed, but that's probably because we've got too much cooling. So if I bring the cooling back down to 979, and then if I just bring up, there we go, a little bit of brake airflow, there we go. So that should pretty much do it. And I wonder if I start messing with this, that wing angle, does that help? No, that doesn't help. Well, to be honest, I'm more than happy with 268 miles an hour. I really am. That is absolutely fine with me. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. It's as fast as it's going to get, to be honest. This has brought the top speed up a little bit. Again, as fast as it's going to get, to be honest. I wonder if I could make it faster by playing with these a little bit. 2.4. That makes it slower. So if we keep it sort of 50-50, then that'll be fine. So yeah, I think that's it, to be honest, guys. I think that's everything covered there, to be honest. 271.5, so it has actually increased the top speed a little bit, which is fantastic. In terms of acceleration, let's just see how it flies. Let's just watch it speed up. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's 0 to 100 very, very, very quickly, and it'll get around this track in 1 minute 13, which for a big car like that is absolutely insane. So guys, if you've enjoyed this little video, please do leave it with a like. This has been the Ultimate Sleeper. It does look pretty sweet, I will give it that. Again, sort of a basic look, especially from the back as well. You'd never expect it to have like 1,400 brake horsepower, which is great. I can't think of a name for this car, to be honest, so I'm just going to call it Ultimate. Oh no, I'm going to call it Sleeper, and then we're going to call it the Sleeper 1400 to represent that it's got around 1,400 brake horsepower, and we'll give this engine V12 turbo, and then we'll just call it 1400 just for the power that it outputs. So we'll give that a save there. So yeah guys, like I say, if you've enjoyed this, please leave it with a like, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.